All right, we're going to try to do this with no script. Today, I'm going to be answering Mike's pay to win loot box video. He said he wants commentary or criticism or what our thoughts are on the whole situation. I don't really have a problem with people spending hundreds of dollars for a KV220. It's not this is my personal opinion. You guys can throw hate my way, but I think if somebody has to pay that much money and they feel like they have that money and they can do that, thank you for contributing to the game. I'm sure that is going in Gaijin's pockets, and not in a bad way. I mean, they have to pay their employees. If they're making more money, they're more obligated to make better things, so more people play the game. It's still a free-to-play game at the end of the day. That's what they do. They need to make money somehow. You know, if people paying a premium of $60 to buy into the game, and then on top of that buying another $60 battle pass for like Battlefront 2, for example, I think that's a lot of that's a lot of money grabbing on EA's end, right? Like doing that. This loot system, it's similar to how it works in Counter-Strike, and skins sell for a lot of money, so tanks sell for a lot of money. It's the same thing with Valve. They make the money off of the skins, or yeah, Steam makes the money off of the skins going around and being sold and stuff like that. It's the same thing with these tanks on the market. I don't think new people hopping into a KV220 is going to turn the tide of the entire 5.7 matchmaker. If a couple people feel like shelling out $800 to buy a KV220, I don't really think that that is going to change the way the game plays. I don't think that's going to be enough people to impact the entire server. On top of that, I'll show you guys after I'm done with this video. I'll show you some proof just for the KV220 for video's sake, because it's objectively overpowered, how easy it is to kill with a Panther, Tiger, T25, the one that bounced off Mike in this video. Mike, if I was in that T25, I would have killed you because it's got a 90 mil. It's a great gun. It can pen that. The tank has 100 millimeters of armor that's flat around the entire tank. Somebody who's good at angling, of course, can use this tank pretty effectively. I like my KV220, and I'm glad I got it. But I'm not mad if somebody buys. I wouldn't be mad if the E100 was available in this, and you could buy the E100 for like $12,000. I don't. If somebody wants to pay $12,000 to enjoy the E100, go ahead. Be my guest. I play these tanks, and I feel like I play them in the normal server. They're just tanks. They're just tanks in War Thunder. Everything can get clicked on. And I don't have a problem clicking on some new premiums just because people spend a lot of money on them. I mean, that's just a personal player. Like, that's from the player in me, not even from the YouTube standpoint. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. So, yeah, I'm curious to see your concerns or thoughts in the comments down below. I'm going to go play some 5.7, hopefully run into a KV220, and bang, skrr, pop. Instead of necessarily showing gameplay, I'm just going to actually show you where you can shoot this tank, and some tanks that are good at shooting it. So this is a KV220. I have one. I do enjoy this tank, just to, you know, against all grievances or whatnot. You don't have to hate me. I do like this tank. And it is pretty good. It is pretty good, and it's definitely the exploit noob tanks. Like, people who don't know where to aim, oh man, you're going to smoke them. You just angle this thing like this, they're at a loss for words. But the major weak spot at this tank is this blanket right here. It's only 90 mils, and there's nothing behind it if you look at the x-ray. So you can breach this tank. You breach it, it can't really do anything. Top of the cupola is 130, not really a weak spot. Turret ring, 100 mils. Front of the tank, 100 mils. Driver port, always a bad spot to shoot just because it's angled a little bit. Never shoot that. It's just weird. Russia loves weird angles. And lower front plate is 100. The whole side is 100. The whole side of the turret's 100. There's 100 on the ass, 100 on this. And that's why people think this tank is super overpowered, is because there's 100 mils of armor everywhere. And if you're in a tank like a Jumbo, yeah, that's a problem. And Jumbo 76 has some trouble with this thing. But this thing also has some trouble with the Jumbo 76. It's still toting an 85 millimeter gun. So it's like a T-34 with a 100 mil blanket over it. So obviously you're going to need a tank with a higher powered rifle to hit this thing. Panther A's, fantastic for shooting it. Tiger 1's, fantastic for shooting this thing. The T25, fantastic for shooting this thing. So the tanks at 5.7 don't have a problem with this. It's the tanks that are a little bit lower. But if you're Germany, you don't really have to worry about that because you get the Martyrs. Anything with the 75 will pretty much pen and destroy the KV220. Let's take a look at, like, what would be 4.7 would be the lowest here. So, like, let's look at the Hetzer. The Hetzer's gun has 135, 123 mils of pen. Of course, he'd have to be flat on you, but you can still breach him with this gun. So you just breach it, and it can't shoot back at you, and then you wait for one of your Tigers or Panthers or something to shoot it, and hopefully your team is not trash. But I don't think an influx of KV-220s will really destroy the server or anything like that. I don't know. That's what I was talking about. There's a couple other vehicles. I think the biggest one that would be of concern is actually the Russian Panther, because you can use it in Sim. I think you could use it in Sim. Regardless, it's still a really good tank. I think the Panther is a better tank at 5.7 than this KV-220. I think people overestimate its prowess. I mean, it's good, but sheesh, it's not that good. I mean, come on, man. And I think that's the same thing for most of those premiums that are mentioned in this thing. I think they're good, but I don't think they're that good. So yeah, I don't know. Enlighten me, guys. Let me know what you think, seriously, about this whole system. And, you know, I'm sure some people are going to attack me. That's fine. You can hate me for your opinion. The bottom line is I don't have a problem with Mike. I just wanted to respond and kind of give my 2 cents on what I think about this. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'm actually streaming right now, so you should come check that out. It'll be a drunketh stream. A drunketh. All right, I'll see you guys.